Hello, everybody, and welcome to my one man podcast. I know it's weird. You guys are probably used to listening to multiple people talking in a podcast and not to one single person. But to be completely honest, I'm not doing this for other people. I mainly do this for myself, and I probably won't get anybody listening to this anyways. But if I do, just to let you know, I'm kind of a awkward, weird person, and I'm doing this to get better when it comes to speaking out and dealing with toxicity and helping myself become a better person. And I'm very bad at that, even though I'm 31 years old. I'm super bad at talking to others and telling them to shut the fuck up, for example. um, so the reason why I'm this bad, I'm gonna tell you the story right now. I'm born in 1990. That's why I'm 31 years old. Yeah, you're good at math. Very nice. I'm born in Serbia, a country in ex-Yugoslavia. If you don't know where ex-Yugoslavia is, it's a country in Europe. It was a country in Europe with a lot of other countries in one country. It was like a bundle pack in a game with a lot of countries in it. And we have different nationalities and different religions in Yugoslavia. But Yugoslavia was a communist country with a leader called Tito, Josip Broz Tito. And he was, if you ask me, he was a good leader because he united Serbs, Croatians, Bosnians, Slovenians, and others into one major country, and he's the only one that could do that. Because most of those countries had very big national pride, but Tito managed to suppress that and make us one, which I really, really admire. After he died, you can guess what happened. All of those nationalistic pieces of shit decided to kill each other in big fucking massive wars. Actually, the genocide in Bosnia was the biggest genocide after the Second World War. It was insane. So everybody killed everybody. But my parents were raised in an environment where everybody was the same. And that's how I was raised too. So if you're listening to this and you're Croatian, Serbian, Boston, Slovenian, Macedonian, whatever you are, I love you equally. I don't care what the fuck you are. You respect me, I respect you. We are still brothers, sisters. We should respect each other. That's how we should be raised, not in a nationalistic, racist fashion. Okay, so my parents didn't want to live in that environment. So they fled. Is it how? Yeah, fled. That's how you say it, I think. They fled to Germany. When I was 3 years old, my parents fled to Germany. And from the age of 3 until the age of 8, so 5 years, a little bit more than 5 years, I lived in Frankfurt in Germany. So if you can just close your eyes and imagine your child with a different national background living in Germany. You think you're German. I even have a German name. My name is Armin. Yeah, my parents decided to give me a German name. I don't know if it's because they wanted to go to Germany and they just gave me a German name. I don't know why the fuck my name is Armin, but I have no idea. So my name is Armin, and I live in Germany. I don't look German, but that's my name. And a lot of kids back in Germany there was actually not that big of a difference between immigrants and Germans in the early 90s. So I didn't feel that much racism and nationalism. I always knew I was a little bit different though. And the reason is because my parents at home were very Serbian. I remember we had you remember those old antennas outside of your house. We had like an old antenna outside of our apartment that picked up signals so you can watch Serbian television. So I remember we were watching Serbian television. I love German television, but I remember my mom always turned off the German television to watch the Serbian, and I spoke. So this is how German I was in my head. I went to the dentist, and my mom didn't know. This is not a fake story. My mom told me this story. I didn't even know about this story before she told me. So we went to the dentist, and the dentist and my mom like wanted, like, she doesn't know how to speak German, and she struggled to speak German with him, and all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, I spoke German with the dentist, and we lived there for like maybe 6 months. I don't know, more than 6 months, but something like that. My mom said, and I spoke German with the dentist, and the dentist was like, "Wow, this kid is speaking German," and my mom was like, "What the, this kid is speaking German." And there I was speaking German to the dentist because I was watching. I remember I was watching Sailor Moon. I was watching, I don't know, like old fucking some, I don't know, some Gundam. I don't know what I was watching back in the days. Kickers, number one. I don't know, was something like that, some anime. So that's how I learned German, because if you ever lived in Germany, everything is dubbed. Everything is dubbed. There's no Japanese, there's no English. Everything is in German. So the television kind of forced me to learn German, and so that's how I learned German, through the television, and also probably through kindergarten and stuff like that, but mostly through the television and video games. Of course, I'm a big gamer. So I know German, but my parents only speak Serbian, which I'm kind of glad for now that I think about it, because the more languages you know, the better equipped you are in life in general, I would say. So I live this life as a German kid, but when I come home, I remember strict parents, immigrant parents, especially Slavic parents, and then you go to school and everybody's like, that's why I love Russell Peters. I remember he was talking about Indian parents and like them raising them, Indian raising Indian kids, and then you have white people raising, because I never felt white, even though I am technically white. I never felt like that because I have I never had a mom that told me like, "Oh, go to your room," whatever. She took a slipper and she's like, "Fuck," which is funny. I think it's funny. So, but also in that environment, I remember. I'm sorry for going to too many tangents, but I guess this is a podcast, so I'm allowed to. So, to give you example, what I mean about I can't express myself. This is one of the examples. I remember this happened a million times, and this is a bad thing. This is not only my family. This is every Balkan, every Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian family I've ever met. So adults come to visit my parents with their children. What they do is they put the children in one room. I guess a lot of other foreign countries do this too. They put the children in one room and adults drink in another room, like rakia, I don't know, vodka, I don't know what the fuck they drink. They have a lot of fun. I remember that since I was like 3 years old, 4 years old. I remember as long as I remember, I know this is happening. This is happening till this day, by the way. The children play by themselves while the parents and the adults talk for themselves. And if the child speaks up, the adults will laugh or make fun of it or send them to the room and like don't acknowledge their thoughts about something. And the visitors will not say that much, but they will consider that rude, because as a child you should never speak over the adults, which can be a good lesson to learn, but also it's a bad lesson to learn, because I know my white friends, they speak up and the parents listen to them, and that's how the children learn how to have opinions and how to have debates and how to talk to each other in a normal fashion. Serbian people don't have that. You don't speak to adults while they speak. You don't question what they say, and you believe what you're talking about. Till this day, I don't know why that is. And the older I get, the more stupid I think it is. I have a child myself, and I never understood why can't I listen to them and give my own opinion, because I thought genuinely a lot of the opinions were good, but some of them were fucking straight up stupid, right? Why are you talking about the war if you live in Germany? Yes, you need to cope with the situation, I understand that, but you're living in Germany. That's the reason you're not in the country you're from initially. Shouldn't you focus more on Germany, your new home, and try to immigrate and try to become more that than the country you fled from? So that's not what I thought when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I'm thinking like that. So my mom and dad, they decided to, they had enough of Germany. So what should I go back to? Let me think. Should I go back to a little? Let me tell a little bit more about Germany before I go to the difference, the different chapter in my story. So I remember so distinct, like I remember so well going to a German school, and remember so well like how amazingly good the teachers were in the schools in Germany. It was insanely good. But Serbian schools and Serbian education system is all about, it's like Russian. I can imagine, like everything is strict. You need to learn everything this time and this period, or else they will beat the hell out of you. This and this and this and this and this, right? Germans were more like fun teaching. I remember I came back from school, I was so fucking eager to learn new things. I was so goddamn eager to like, I love this school. I love learning with this. The children were very like, everything just went hand in hand in a way. And I remember everything was so perfect in Germany when I lived there. Like we went, I remember my first Nintendo, my first console when I got it. Back in the day, Super Nintendos were like in these glass shelves, and I had a birthday. My mom went up, and the clerk that worked there, he had those keys, and he opened this glass shelf up, and he took the PlayStation, perfectly wrapped. I said PlayStation, I meant Super Nintendo, perfectly wrapped with the Zelda game. I remember, dude, that were good fucking times. I had such a good childhood. From I was 3 till I was 8, I miss Germany so fucking much, and I sometimes question what would happen, what would have happened if I just stayed in Germany. But that's the next chapter. My family missed their family. My mom and dad missed their parents, and they missed Yugoslavia, which is stupid as fuck, if you ask me. Not that I'm saying they're stupid, but I understand that they miss their parents. That's not stupid. That's just emotions. But from going from Germany, one of the best countries in the world, and going back to probably the worst country in Europe in that time is not a smart decision. But I guess emotions play their they played a major role, and so my parents packed their things and everything was packed, everything was ready, and we went to Germany. I had a piggyback and I had money with my brother and me saved for years. Because that's one of the things that my parents taught me very well, to save money. I'm very good at saving money. So we saved money, and as small children, and we wanted to go to Serbia. So we had a boat from Italy to Montenegro, if I'm not wrong. So we were waiting for the boat that goes from Italy to Montenegro. And I remember, and you can ask my parents about this if this ever blows up. This is a true story. I still, till this day, if I ever talk to my parents about this, they get spooked as fuck. So what happened is that I told my parents, I swear to God, it's a true story. I told my parents, don't stop by the ocean in Italy. Don't do it. I don't know if I heard some stories before that or what happened, that they steal, what happened, but I told my parents before anything happened, I said, don't park there, we will get robbed. What my parents did, they parked there. We went to swim in a nice Italian ocean. Meanwhile, a guy was robbing our car, stole everything. In the passenger seat, there was a small door that you can open, and there was my piggyback. They didn't steal it. Mine and my brother's. That's what was left. And that's the money we spent to buy the tickets to go to Montenegro with the boat. I almost cried thinking about this. I remember I was crying in the car because everything was stolen. We went to police. The police couldn't do shit. My parents told me and my brother, we will take your money and we will buy. And they were very sorry. I can see the sadness in my father's, mother's eyes. But this is the first sign that God sent. You should not go to Serbia. I believe in God in those situations. I'm not a big Muslim or Christian or whatever I'm not a big religious person. But in those situations, sometimes I believe in God. So I think he sent a message like, don't do this, don't fucking do this, it's not good. But my mom and my dad, despite everything, they took the money and we went to Serbia. My parents started a new life in Serbia. My dad tried as hard as he can. He worked his ass off in Serbia. But they couldn't imagine. They couldn't do it. Meanwhile, I was very German. As I said earlier, I was very, very fucking German. I spoke the German language. I spoke brokenly Serbian. Imagine I look like this. I look Serbian. I look Serbian as fuck. I look very Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian, whatever you would, Balkan person. I look like a stereotypical fucking Balkan person. And this guy goes to Serbia. He speaks broken Serbian. And the kids bullied me right away. And I defended myself. I punched this one guy in the face and we fell down the stairs. There was like those outside, there was like these stairs going down to the basement, and we fell down. We were fighting, and after that my friends became my friends. And if you ever went to Balkan, there's no bullying in Balkan, because your neighbors are your brothers and sisters. Your neighbors is your family. So those kids would become my friends eventually, because everybody will become your friends in your neighborhood in Serbia. But they needed to test me out first. That's what happens in Serbia. So we were fighting, and we became best friends. Old ladies would ask, Armin, can you buy a bread? Go out, buy bread. When it comes to that shit, neighborhood, family, sticking together, working together, surviving. I remember people getting wood, people getting firewood, and we were helping our neighbors, burning our fucking hands off, carrying those motherfucking trees. I mean, coal. People getting coal, helping them with coal. Washing people's cars, not for free. We were just doing it because kids back in the days, back in the 90s, we were helping each other. Kids were helping adults and old ladies. If any old lady wanted to buy bread, they don't need to ask you. It's insulting if they ask you. You ask them. Hello, old lady, you want to buy some bread today? I can carry it for you. I can go and buy some bread for you. She gives you money, you go buy bread for her. I learned a lot of respect, but also I learned a lot of bad shit. Let me tell you something. Schools in Serbia are fucked up. They're fucked up. So I went to second grade. I was a small fucking kid, 9 years old. Second grade or third grade, I don't remember anymore. We were learning fucking insane shit. Albert Einstein, fucking Mozart songs, fucking I don't even know, dude. I didn't learn shit from that. Why didn't I learn shit from Serbian schools? Because they were so goddamn strict. My teacher's rules were, you should not know the thing, you should sing it. That's how well you should know it. You should sing the whole book. You should memorize it so well that you should sing it. But that's the complete opposite of what Germans did. German schools were fun. They were exciting. I was looking forward to go to school because I was just learning something by doing something fun. Serbian schools were more like ta 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 ta. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, and you need to know it by this date. You know? Like, and sometimes, yes, I understand that is more relatable to work. They're like building children so they can be workers in the future. So you need to finish this work until this day. That's how adults work. But there's no fun in that. And that's why we have a lot of fights in Serbian schools. People were carrying knives with them. I remember one of my friends got his ear, the top of his ear got cut off. A lot of shit happened in those schools because of, and also because the teachers beat the children. What example can you set to a child when you beat the child? Not a good one, that's for sure. So I remember my teacher was hiding his the stick that he beat us with. He hid it on the top of the what is it called, where he draws. Never mind. He hid it high up so we can't reach it. But we did a trick. We did a Lopovska where we put our hands together. And one of the guys steps on our hands and we push them up so they can reach it. It's called the thief move. That's what I call it if you translate it. Lopovska. So we took the stick, we hide it. He will eventually find the stick. He will ask the class, somebody would snitch, and we will put our hands out and he would smack us 10 times in every hand. Fucking hate that teacher, by the way. He was actually a nice one compared to one in the C class. There was one in 2C or 3C. One teacher, he took a cable from the television and beat the children with a cable. That's it. They actually got fucking more big fucking red marks on their body. That was too much, honestly. But my parents were never complaining because they were busy struggling with the situation they were in. So after a while, after 3 years, so I was 11. After 3 years living in Serbia, my parents decided maybe we should not have moved from Germany to Serbia. And I was like, now is the time when you figure it out. Now that I have new friends, new environment, I just got used to this, and we're going to move again. And my parents didn't know where to move. We tried to go to Germany first, where we initially came from. And here's a story, a short story. I know I'm going into a million tangents, but here's a short story. You know, initially we lived in Germany, and we had a lot of friends. My parents had a lot of adult friends that lived in Germany, and we went back to Germany, me and my mom and my brother, because my father only had money. I'm laughing because it's so sad. My dad had only money to send me, my brother, and my mom first, and then he needed to save up more for him to go. He sent us first to Germany. And those friends my mom and my dad had, we asked them, please can we stay over here for just a couple of nights so we can settle? Nobody. I'm not kidding. Nobody responds. Actually, I remember one person respond. Yes. Me and my mom and my brother came on winter time, super cold, at the bus stop, at the bus station, and he said he's gonna wait. The guy that wanted to help us. 1 hour went, nobody came. 2 hours went, nobody came. My mother was crying. He called my father was upset. Where is this guy that's going to help us? He called us and said, I'm sorry, my wife said no. You can only be here a couple of, maybe one day. Stay over one night. We don't want you any longer. This is people that knew my father and my mother for a long time. These people, my father helped so many people. They helped us one night, and that was it. That taught me one thing. People are pieces of shit sometimes. Let's continue. We stayed there for one night. My brother, my mother, and me, we didn't know shit about this. This is later. I found about this later in life. And that one day, my mom called my aunt. She lives in Sweden. Please, can somebody help us? We're stuck here in Germany. We don't know what to do. Her husband, thank God, came to pick us up in Germany and helped us go to Sweden. But we went to Sweden. We were there for maybe a week to figure out where are we going to go from Sweden. Are we staying in Sweden? Or are we going to another country? This was in 2001. My uncle and my aunt that lives in Sweden, they said Sweden is amazing, everything, but Norway, bro, has the oil. Norway has more money than Sweden, which is true, and thank God they said that. From there, my uncle drew us to Norway, to Oslo. We came to Oslo with our uncle. Thank God he drew us to Oslo. My father was still in Serbia, grinding that money, getting that money to come to us. We were 2 kids with our mom. we were put in a. I will tell you one more story when we came to Norway. First, when we came to Norway, we were put in a motel for one night. On that night, there was one person that worked at the motel. All immigrants from different countries, Syria, I don't know, Azerbaijan, different countries. Everybody, the guy rang the fucking alarm. Everybody went out of the doors. He said, you all need to get out. It was not fire, anything. One of the immigrants said to us, you know what they do? They take yellow papers, you know those sticky papers, they write where you're going in Norway. They're sending you off somewhere in Norway, you don't know where. The only way you know is by the yellow paper that he sticks on the door. Follow that guy to see where you're going. And if you're lucky, you get in the south of Norway. If you're unlucky, you're going to the fucking north. Icy cold, you're going to fucking freeze. Norway is cold in general, but Jesus Christ, the north of Norway, nobody wanted to go there. Nobody. I remember every immigrant was scared the shit. Yeah, scared a lot. Scared as fuck to go to the north. So we begged God, please help us, please let us go to the south. Because Norway is a big ass country. Up in the north, you neighbors to fucking Russia, dude. We asked the guy, please put it. Me and my brother, I don't remember. Yeah, me and my brother, we were sneaky. We sneaked into the hotel, into the motel, and we followed the guy. On one paper, north. On one paper, Trondheim. On one paper, this and that, you know. And on our paper, he wanted to put north, I remember. And I said, please, I beg you, send us to. We were the only kids there. Please send us to the south. He changed his mind. Puts the fucking yellow paper, Telemark, which is. We were sent to Kviteseid. A small dude. There was like how many 800 people living in this village. And Norwegians are smart. They don't send you to Oslo because there's already a lot of Serbians, Bosnian, Croatians in Oslo. You will never learn their language and be a part of the community. You will only learn Serbian, or be Serbian and not behave. They send you to a far away fucking place, and where there's only Norwegians. And one motel with a shit ton of immigrants. And they send us to this place, and this is the first time in my fucking life where I understood real nationalism. Because if anybody is listening to this, you know that big places like Oslo or New York or whatever, they're nice, people are used to immigrants. But small places like somewhere far off, some redneck place in America or a redneck place here in Norway, people are racist and nationalistic as fuck. So we went to this place, 800 people, I don't know, something like that lived there. And we had a small room, like 1 bedroom apartment. Me, my brother and my mom. My father was not there. He is still grinding in Serbia. And 2 months had passed, still grinding in Serbia, can't come to Norway. There was a TV room. We didn't have a TV. We came with little bags, like not even real bags, like fucking those plastic bags, dude. That's what we had from Serbia. Nothing, literally nothing. We came with nothing to Norway. We didn't have a TV. We didn't have shit. But we had a TV room. TV room. That's what we had. There was one TV, and none of the immigrants. There were like maybe 100 of not maybe 100, but 50 rooms, 50 apartments there, and all were people from fucked up countries, war-torn countries. People were fucking criminals. And I remember distinctly. I can't speak English. I remember clearly. I went to this TV room. It was early in the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have school. It was a Saturday, and there was Lord of the Rings. And I couldn't wait, dude. I was a big fantasy guy back in the days. Still I am. Wanted to watch Lord of the Rings, the first movie. And these guys, I don't know where they're from, and it doesn't matter where they're from. They came into the TV room. They were like, "Turn off TV. I want to watch sports." Something like that. And I'm like, "I'm just trying to watch this. Please let me watch this movie." They said, "We're gonna beat the shit out of you, kid. Get the fuck away from our TV room." It was like prison. That's how, like, I never went to prison. That I can imagine that's how it's prison is like. These people took over the TV room. Nobody could watch TV if it's not fucking them. They slapped me. And my brother was super angry. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," he said to one of the guys. They were laughing. And we were super scared. Me and my brother were super scared because here's my mom. She can't defend for herself. And we were small kids. I was 11 years old. My brother was 15. Yes, my brother could fight, but not against 23, 25-year-olds. There's like 4 of them. That's not gonna happen, dude. And we were scared for our mom. And they knew very well that my dad was not there. We lived in kind of a fear for another 2 months. Or 3, I don't remember. Then my dad came back. Dude. That was such a relief. Now that I think about it, dude, this brings back so many memories. My dad came back and we were now a little bit more safe. Then another incident happened in school. The Norwegians, and this, I love Norwegian people. I lived in Norway for now 21 years, or 20 years, something like that. 21 years actually. And I love Norwegian people. Nice people, love them to death. I consider myself sometimes Norwegian too. But some people that lived, like I said earlier, that lived in some fucked up places where nobody lives, they can be sometimes a little bit racist and nationalistic. So in my school, they started to be like, "You don't belong here, go to your Pakistani country." Don't even look Pakistani, but anyways, they call us Pakis, which is a Pakistani. Go you fucking Pakis, you fucking asshole. You go back to your country where you belong. And Serbian people fight and ask questions later. What Norwegians do, they insult each other with words. We're not used to that in Serbia. We're not used to insult each other with words. We hit them and then we ask later. So somebody said something to me and my brother, and we beat the shit out of them. And then the whole school, I'm not fucking kidding, the whole school of Norwegians wanted to beat us up. Because they were not used to this. They were not used to somebody getting beaten up. So the whole school, we were hiding in a room. They all were fucking wanted to break the door down and kill us. They wanted to fucking not kill us, but they will beat the shit out of us, me and my brother. So the teachers came, and imagine this. Me and my brother were kicked out of the school. Not the people that were racist in the start. Me and my brother were kicked out of the school. And all of the immigrants, because we were starting the fight. And that's where I learned something about Norwegians and Norway. You insult each other. If you start a fight, you're the one that is getting fucked by the police and by everybody else, because you're the one that started it. So people here in Norway at bars, they insult each other. The one that throws the punch, he loses because he threw the punch. Somebody actually irritates people, so they punch, so they get insurance money, whatever. I don't know. So We get sent out from school. We had homeschool. That's how bad it was. Homeschool for like a week because they couldn't let us in again. I'll never forget that. And one more moment that I experienced in Norway that was fucked up. You know the same guys about the television? The same guys. There was winter and there was like firewood outside, and everybody would take the firewood from the immigrant asylum. We lived like in a motel asylum, whatever you call it, not mental asylum, but where immigrants go, the asylum, I don't know what it's called. And there was the firewood, and we would pick up firewood and we take it to our home to get some fire in the chimney, whatever. And my dad told me, go and get some. No. Me and the kids were playing soccer, and we used the firewood as goals. And some guy, one of the guys with the TV thing, he came up to me and said, put down that wood. And I said, no, I'm gonna make goals. What do you mean? It's not your wood, you know? Because now I was like older, and I was like a 14, I don't know. And he slapped me again. But this time my father was there. As my father saw what happened, and he run down to him. He punched him down, like straight up knocked him out. Then some other people came and wanted to fight my dad. My dad was yelling to my brother, get the knife. My brother got the knife. He gave it to my dad. My dad wanted to kill them. Straight up kill. That's what you do. That's how you defend yourself. They were scared. They run away. And I remember that night we couldn't sleep. Nobody in the family, because you never know, because these people are from war-torn countries. They will come at night, kill your whole family. You can't sleep. You need, at least the first night, try to defend yourself. We went to police the day after. The guy's eye was cut up because of my dad didn't have this fucking, not even nothing happened to my father. This guy had the fucking, like, his eye was open, his mouth, you know. My father is a super friendly guy, like super nice guy. He would never do that, but you know, in those situations. So one night, this happened. This went away. We became friends with the guys we had the fight with, and one night, all of a sudden, a woman was smoking at night, and she put a cigarette on the floor. And in the middle of the night, maybe 3-4 a.m., the whole fucking motel burned down. We had to run away. Helicopters came with sand, put down the fucking flames. Couldn't put down the flames because it's a wood. Everything in Norway, if you've ever been in Norway, everything's made out of wood. And it's old fucking, it's an old building. It's so dry, the wood's so dry. It's summertime. It burned up. Pow! It burned up in an instant. I never seen something burn up so fast. It was insane. We fled that place. Not long time after that, we got a okay, you can live in Norway. Because I didn't tell you the most important thing. Those 3.5 years we lived in Norway, we were scared every single day to get deported. You get two negatives. It's called positive or negative. You get a positive, you stay in Norway for the rest of your life if you're nice. If you get a negative, you get a first negative, which means you probably can't stay. The second negative, they're getting your ass into airport and you're flying away. We got a first negative. We got lawyers, we got everything. And my parents were going with lawyers to Oslo. And the lawyers were asked, and the people were asking, why would this family stay in Norway? What's the reason? And our lawyer was super good. And he said, would you send your own children to a country that recently had a war and they're a different nationality, and the reason the war started is because of nationality and racism and nationalism. Is that why? Is that, would you send your children there? Are these can you secure that these children are going to be safe? They say no, then they need to stay in Norway, our lawyer said, and we did. We got the positive and we stayed in Norway. I will maybe tell the rest of the story another time. This was, maybe I should tell, it's the end of the story basically. Went to school. I'm a nurse right now, working in cancer. But I never learned to because of my different backgrounds and experiences. I didn't have an identity for a long time. I'm not Serbian. I am Serbian in my blood probably, but I'm not Serbian in my ways of thinking, because I lived 21 years here in Norway. I lived 5 years in Germany. That's 26 years. I lived a combined of 5 or 6 years in Serbia. 5 years in Serbia. So I don't have much to say about my Serbian background, but my parents are very Serbian, and I cannot relate to them. So the only thing that I can relate to now is anime, the internet, and people from different backgrounds. Even the friends that I had were super Norwegian, and they were nice. Like, some of them liked anime. I loved some of them. They were amazing friends, and they didn't care about my background. But I still, back in the days when I think about it, didn't know who I am. And I guess this is a podcast to help myself understand, who am I? Who is Armin? And if there's anybody out there that has the same struggle, you can always reach out. I hope you like this podcast. I will make more podcasts about gaming, about anime, about some of the struggles in life, I guess. Yeah. So I hope you liked it, and I hope I see more of you guys. Bye bye.